For the murder of the wounded, looting, cannibalism, you are hereby sentenced to death by hanging. Or torment.
Don't meddle. Take the reward and let's go.
Help me!
Knew you witches wouldn't scorn imperial gold. Tough hunt.
Tougher than yours, that's certain. Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference.
Come with me.
Bring her down. Do it my way. You like that, you bitch? Get the hammer. Kick her teeth in.
The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all.
Just make it quick, Geralt.
What the?
Close your eyes.
Hit him! What are you doing?
Killing monsters.
Alright, why is it not popping up? Oh, there we go. And my music stopped, of course it did.
Mine's going.
Yeah, I can hear it.
It's just something with mine. Okay.
Oh wait, who's? Oh, never. Do you want me to record? I didn't.
I'm
think
back
about it.
as well.
Matt's
Okay.
backing up for
I won't
sure.
worry about it then.
Yeah, and I.
No, you've got-
I'm recording too. So, all right. So this is The Witcher episode 16. Here we brought two groups together, and this will explain how. Haldoor. Ayla's dreams have been troubled since she left Vinewood and saw the ghastly scene of her lover disemboweled and stitched together with other beings with dark magic. Luckily, it was not Elion, but even still, Ayla couldn't help but think about what Carnifax did. It was the night after Sir Carthus left her employ and traveled south that the most recent dream tore her unconscious mind. Elion stood there, his body a mismatch of dwarf halfling man and himself, and frowned sadly at her. He leaned close to her, whispering in her ear, his voice ghostly and distant. "You've begun your path, my love, and it is soon we shall be reunited. To Broken and Haldoor, this is where the test will begin. I long to hold you again." Their lips began to touch, but Ayla woke to Lucere barking and getting underway. The Nilfgaardian mage would not hear any plea from Ayla and refused to deviate from his northern path. And there, he left Ayla and Rothmyr to their own devices. And to Haldoor they went, stopping at the Forest Edge Tavern for a respite before pressing on in the morn. The week had passed, spent traveling north, but keeping off the road, evading the Justicar and his men. Zavis and Devnet hoped Orrery had done the same, but their goal was Haldoor, the village that Zavis had helped repopulate some years ago and had been thriving 2 years ago when he had last been here. Night was falling as the pair grew closer to a tavern that sat upon the roadside, and lights shone down upon them from lights piercing the window. The Forest Edge Inn was modest and tidy, always inviting all travelers as long as they had coin to spend. Strangely, there were armed men about. These men weren't the professional soldier types, but it was a surprise nonetheless. This place had an air of calm and peace, and no sword was ever needed in the recent years. Being this close to the ancient forest of Brokilin was protection unto itself. 1 second. Are you guys still hearing music?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's see. Bear with me. Zavis and Devnet, you approach this tavern, which you had been many times before. There's a few men lingering outside, both of them wearing simple, crude clubs. They look at you with some surprise, but their eyebrows raise as they watch you walk forward. They say nothing as they lean against the wall, their arms crossed over their chest. In the background, in the distance, the trees sway slightly as a large gust of wind comes from the east, blowing hard. You feel the hint of a raindrop upon your brow. There are no horses in the stable that you can see, with a lone cow close to the inn, and the chickens squawking in their roosts. And feel free to take it away.
Well, there we are. It's been
What
a
are-
way,
What's up with all the armed men? It's a bit
I
different.
know. Oh, you saw, didn't it?
Are they
What-
wearing a uniform? Did you see?
They're not.
Yeah. Nay, it's odd. Wouldn't I usually expect that sort of around here? Especially with Oxy around. Usually keeps a good watch of everything. Wonder where she is. Hope she's not up in the tower.
Well, let's go in and see if someone, maybe the bartender, can let us know what's been going on. Hopefully nothing, no trouble, but got a bad
Hey,
feeling
really?
about that.
It's odd. Just keep an eye out about.
So Devnet heads toward the tavern, kind of watching these men out of her side eye. She's also kind of walking a little... She was a little self-conscious before she got distracted by these men, hoping not to... With her one arm, she knows that that'll be noticed by anybody that they are familiar with here.
And one thing to keep in mind, this is just outside Haldoor, like 5 miles or so on the road that heads in.
We've been to this tavern before,
Yes,
though, right?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I just keep an eye out.
Devnet nods, walks to the door, gives the men outside just a brief nod and pushes it open.
They return your nod as you push open the door and walk inside. Inside, you see the following. 1 sec. Ayla, would you be in which face would you be donning currently?
Most likely the human face, just for safety.
Go ahead and switch your token then. 'Cause,
Okay. 'Cause, 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 'c
You walk inside, and although this place is usually fairly busy, even though it's quite remote, you only see 2 other people in the inn. They're sitting at a table. It's a woman and a man. And then Ayla and Rothmyr, go ahead and why don't you roleplay what you're doing currently?
Ayla's got a drink in her hand, but she's taken her other and is swirling her pointer finger around the rim. Whenever she's not been engaged in conversation this past while with Rothmyr, she's been fairly distant, looking mostly to the horizon. Her steps as quick as she can move whenever they've been traveling. There's always been this excitement now since they departed from Lucaire. Also a little bit of a hesitation. She's always kept pressing them forward, making them travel as late as they can go, as early as they can go. Wanting to press on and press forward, being as fast as possible. And in the tavern, she sits again with that kind of distant look on her face. She looks to be deep in thought, one eyebrow cocked. She looks to the northern wall, staring at one of the corners of the painting.
Rothmyr has his hood pulled up slightly to cover his face a little bit. Still, even while he's into the tavern, he hasn't taken it off. And he seems kind of relaxed with a mug of ale in his hand, sitting next to Ayla, or leaning up against the bar at least. He hasn't tried to hide the fact that he was happy about parting with Lucaire at all. He had even mentioned it probably to Ayla that he probably would have cut his throat during the night and stolen his money if he had the chance, but he never really liked Lucaire that much anyway. He did, however, like the knight that they were traveling with for some reason. Respected him. And he does mention that as they're leaning up against the bar, and he kind of glances out over the tavern, then looks over to Ayla and says, "It's too bad we had to leave the knight and the little boy. I was beginning to like them."
Ayla kind of seems to snap out of her staring, and she looks to Rothmyr. After a second, she smiles her usual smile.
I missed the two of them very much as well. Especially that entry. It was nice being able to inspire a child's life for the first time.
She seems to have a bit of a wistful smile on her face.
I do hope we're all reunited in the end. After all this. That'd be nice.
He looks Ayla up and down for a second, and he says, This is kind of a pleasing form. In fact, I prefer the other one better." And then he looks over at the other 2 that are in the tavern, wondering what they're about.
You can see kind of Ayla's cheeks redden.
Thank you, Rothmyr. I mostly, so that's just in case, I do prefer my normal self as well.
She kind of follows his gaze and looks at the other 2. I've just entered.
As you look over, the barman, the only person that appears to be working in this place besides the guards outside, shuffles over towards the dwarf and the woman. "Hello. Zavis and Devnet, you have been here many times and you do not recognize this. Welcome to the Forest Edge. What can I get you? Ale? Spirit? Wine?"
I suppose some ale would do for now. Who might you be? New fella?
while since you've been here, huh? Bought the place about a year ago.
Oh. I suppose. Aye, been maybe a couple of years back. Aye. Well, well, good to see new folk moving in, I suppose. Well, your fellows out front, then I take it.
Just some toughs for protection. You and me both.
Protection. It has been a while since we were here, but it's never been a rough sort of a place. Have things changed that much?
Well, the previous owner left in a hurry. Sold this place for almost nothing, and, well, between you and me, I got nothing much out of it. Nice place, as you see. He waves a hand. He's talking loud enough that everyone in the room can hear. Not much traffic. Not anymore.
Oh, what's changed?
Hey. What indeed?
Well, most people that go to Haldoor, which is the only place around here, they don't come back.
Devnet looks over at Zavis with the raised eyebrow, but not saying anything.
He shoots a similar one back. Hey, why's that? Been having a lot of folk moving in there lately then.
He shrugs. Nah. Some people come, no people go. All I know, really. Don't have the, he nods down. The gumption to go check myself. Not worth it
Suppose
for
that's
me.
fair enough.
You wanna buy an inn?
No,
mean-
but we'll buy plenty of your ale.
All that I have in quite a bit of quantity.
Well, Devnet heads toward the table closest to the farthest wall. Starts to seat herself.
Yeah, Zavis kind of lingers for a moment. Hey, yeah, looks good. If you were gonna sell it, how much do you think you'd go for?
Scratches
Devnet
his chin.
looks over at Zavis with a weird expression. Like, what are you doing?
A few thousand crowns at least.
Oh my, that much, hey.
I bought it for 5.
I suppose, though. Aye, with such little business going through, I suppose it must be getting down there, isn't it? Aye, it's a shame. Well, you never know. I'm sure someone will probably come through soon. Maybe want to buy it. Could be a lucky day.
Maybe. He looks at everyone in the room and says all at once, if I were you, if you're going to Haldoor, and I can't imagine you're going anywhere else, don't. He waves to Rothmyr and Ayla.
Why is that?
Well, as I said, no one comes back. Not since I've been here.
Yeah, well, I suppose we'll have to look into it. I suppose. So,
Oh, there's no supposing about it.
aye.
Ayla looks over to the other two. So, you two are going to Haldoor as well?
Aye.
What's your business there, if you don't mind my asking?
Fine, if you come over here, maybe we can talk.
Well,
I
I
suppose.
don't have any reason not to. Bring the drinks over here then, barkeep, if you don't mind. And she'll stand and walk over, pull the chair out over by Rothmyr and seat herself. If you hadn't noticed before, you noticed that her right sleeve ends at about the elbow. It's tucked and pinned underneath it. The sleeve of her shirt is.
Zavis kind of clambers across the room pretty much, and then bodily kind of tosses himself up onto the seat next to Ayla. So, what brings you two down here? You said you're going to Haldoor.
Aye, we are. Usually when I'm meeting new people, I'd like to introduce my name first. I'm
I
Ayla.
suppose. Aye, it was quite rude of me. Sorry about that. Zavis Darrow. Good to meet you.
You swell?
And
You can call me Dev.
Dave, it's lovely name.
Rothmyr seems hesitant at first, and then finally, casting a glance over at Ayla and then back at the other two, kind of half bows. Rothmyr, goal of Sintra.
from Sintra, you said?
Aye.
Good luck there.
Aye.
Aye, it's been a bit.
You're asking about her going to Haldoor.
Aye. What's taking up that way?
Someone that I lost very long ago. He's there.
Really?
Aye.
What's his name? I may know him. We've been through Haldoor quite a number of times over the years. Stayed for quite a while.
Ah,
I
it's
can
true.
imagine. The name was Alien.
And any chance Zavis would have that ring a bell at all?
No, you've never heard of him or met him before.
Figured. Odd. Well, I suppose if this fella's in charge of the inn now, I suppose anything's possible. He must be a recent fella.
Maybe. Could have been within the last 60 years. Not sure.
60 years? Well, he certainly wasn't here around 10 ago.
Well, either he left or he's going by a different name. Can you describe him?
Aye. Elven man, tall, blonde. Very, very beautiful. You can see Ayla's kind of wistfully looking to the side.
Devnet kind of has a side smile as she's describing her beautiful man and tries to think if anyone matching that description in Haldoor that they recall.
I mean, there's a lot of pretty elves, but as specific as that is, you're not. You don't think so?
Yeah, Zavis kind of shoots Devnet a glance of kind of revelation of the situation with them, So, this pretty boy of yours, why you said you're looking for him? I suppose that means you lost him at some point.
Aye. Unfortunately, he was ripped away from me quite a number of years ago.
Alright.
I've been looking for him ever since, and seem to be getting towards getting closer and closer to him now.
You must have been looking for him for a long time. You said how long was it? 60 years?
I've been looking for the past half of my life.
It's a constant heart you've got there.
I know when you're trying to form a family and you're trying to start something and you know it's right, you'll really do anything to get it back.
Aye, that makes sense, that does.
Well,
I suppose we all wish you luck, that's for sure.
And what of your friend here? Does he have a beautiful blonde lover that he's also looking to find?
I'm not sure. And she looks over to Rothmyr.
Rothmyr being quiet and kind of watching everybody from underneath his hood, sips his ale again, and offers a little smirk out of the side of his mouth. He says, I'm more interested in riches.
Oh,
Ah.
man after my own art, aye. It's a good way of doing it.
Yes. Anything for the money, that's what I'll say.
Well,
Enough,
I mean, that depends.
but enough gold can buy you a lot of beautiful blonde lovers, that's for sure.
Oh, aye, I could tell you stories about that. Zavis kind of runs a hand through his golden hair.
I'm sure that
Rothmyr
joke is
points.
missed on everyone to subject to it again.
Rothmyr points at Deb and says, where'd you say you were from again?
I'm Skelligan. Clan Brokvar.
Aye, through and through.
Been traveling here on the mainland for quite a while, though.
Ayla looks to Zavis. You know, it's been quite a while since I've seen a dwarf.
Really? Hey, that's a shame. Need more of us around, really.
Aye, there's not enough of your people out here.
Well, I damn say you're pretty kind for a human lass. To be honest, it's been harassment after harassment on the road. It's refreshing.
And she grins very widely. Well, I try. And since you two are heading to Haldoor, what you say you accompany the two of us? It's always good to travel in small groups instead of pairs.
I suppose there's no harm in it.
I mean, what's your business there?
Oh, well, going to see an old friend. Kind of, well, I guess kinda. Head honcho, sort. Lass is in charge of everything, really. When it comes down to it. I mean, not directly, but I mean, might as well be.
She might know the one I'm looking for. You mind maybe introducing?
I suppose.
Right.
I doubt she'd mind all that much. I mean, it depends. We'll see. I mean, we got a bit on the road to go.
Well, what seems to be the problem with the town? Why is the barkeep worried?
Oh, no idea.
I don't know. Last time we were there, everything was just fine. No problems at all, really. No place to worry about.
I wandered through, fuck's sake, maybe a couple of years back. And, right as a rain. It's a good thing they got going there. Quite calm, quiet. Good relationship with the forest, if you know what I mean.
Aye. Honestly, this talk of people not returning, well, it's got me a bit worried. I like those folk.
It's concerning. Good folk there. Just hope Action is alright.
The barkeep is, he doesn't appear to be listening. He's behind the bar, fiddling with some stuff and bringing an ale, and just about that time he's done pouring 4 of them. He holds 2 in each hand by the handle, sits them down in front of each of you and nods. There you go.
Keep it coming, barkeep.
Thank you, lad. Lovely.
Rothmyr will finish off his mug real quick and then say to the barkeep, so what's got you worried about this place? Why is no one returning?
You're asking the wrong fella. All I know is they don't return. I tell them, every time. Keep going. Keep not returning.
Ayla looks to the barkeep. So, how long ago exactly did you buy the bar that all this has been happening?
Oh, shy touch of the year or so. Barkeep didn't tell me about any of this.
Of course.
Was selling it cheap, so assume he knew would do what I did to get out.
Oh, of course. Other question. Have you seen a blonde elf running by this area anytime recently, since you've been here?
Blonde elf. That's pretty not specific. Seen several blonde elves.
And Ayla will kind of go into describing Elian.
He shrugs. Not sure. Pretty elves. Most of them are pretty.
She
That's fair enough.
just kind of nod. Thank you, though. Worth a try.
I would suggest you don't go again. Y'all seem like nice folk.
Unfortunately has to.
Well, if you want to leave your belongings here, especially your coins, so they don't go to waste, whatever's happening in that town near the forest, you could help me out. You ain't gonna be needing it, maybe.
You do that, man.
Yeah. Barkeep.
Rothmyr will laugh at him.
Well, was worth a try, I guess.
I suppose.
your luck.
Aye.
Your luck may be changing, barkeep. I think you'll be seeing us again.
Aye.
Last 20 people I've told the same thing has said that.
24, okay.
At
We're
least.
21.
Huh?
We're 21.
You'd be 24.
Eh? I mean, starting with 21, going up to 24.
He laughs. Gotta know my numbers as a merchant, you know.
Oh, I know numbers are hard for me. So difficult.
Well, you are a woman, so... He shrugs.
Oh my. Well, that doesn't stop the brothels from working well, does it?
That is true. Are you on a...
Devnet just gives Zavis a real look.
He looks at her. Is that why you're going there for work? Pimps and prostitutes here, huh?
Well, I mean, it depends.
Zavis was hoping to get some work, I think, but
Certainly wouldn't mind it. Spend a bit.
Wait a second. Nayla kind of points at Sav. You're a whore?
Well, I mean, yes.
you haven't
Oh.
heard of him?
I mean, she just kind of pauses and thinks. No.
He's
Really?
built up quite a
think
name
for a
for
moment.
himself among certain.
Hey, I mean, I'm known in
Noble
Sedaris at
ladies.
least. Hey.
The barkeep's eyes are huge right now as he's watching this exchange. That's not what I meant, but, good for you, I guess.
Oh, it's really good for me. Do you know how much women will pay to have a night with someone who can't get them pregnant?
Rothmyr spits his drink out.
I'm not sure you're spitting.
Zavis the Long, they call him, and they're not talking about his beard.
Aye, that's right.
Well, I was going to suggest for the men outside, but, well,
Yeah, I prefer noble women.
yeah, me too. And not dwarves. And he walks off behind the bar again.
Devnet looks over at Ayla. So, I I could recommend my friend here, but it sounds like you've got your heart set on someone else.
Oh, no, I'm very content. I think they're a kind dwarf, but, no.
That's, see, that's what a lot of them think when they start out, right?
I'm engaged.
But,
It has been 60 years.
Well,
hey,
there's a
apparently.
lot. There's a lot that we can probably share on the road. Not here.
Oh, there certainly is.
Rothmyr has a big wicked smile on his face. Well, to riches and fame.
Hey, and then some.
Had no idea we'd be traveling with a famous dwarf.
Yeah, well, I'm working on the famous part. It's kind of a niche market, really.
Seems like it.
Hey. But it is lucrative. And on the side, if I don't have any lovely ladies that actually want to go have a go, right, then I can play a good song, if nothing else. So,
Oh, aye.
coin the bound.
Why don't you treat our friends? It's just the four of us here, but might have been a while since they've had any light entertainment.
Aye,
Wait a
aye.
minute.
That's true.
Treat us how?
Well,
The song I'm
Well, how
assuming.
are you thinking, first off?
oh yes, I'm sorry, he doesn't do the other for free. Not for,
Aye, aye.
and she looks him up and down, not for your kind anyway. Maybe for her.
That was
Rothmyr,
kind of gives a
Rothmyr's
look to Ayla, and he's like, she's not even wrong. I mean, it depends.
Again, very, very flattered, but very, very much not interested.
you keep that thing away from me.
Deb just laughs and signals over to the barkeep, another round on me. And Zav, why don't you sing us a good one? What do you
Hey,
think?
I think I'll go for the layer this time.
All right.
Throat's a bit parched. Give me a bit of
Lady
ale and then I'll
Ayla?
get you singing.
Do you want a song of love or a song of laughter?
Oh, well, kind of laughter would be nice.
I suppose.
If it's the
I
night.
can do laughter. Not the best on the bold layer, but it comes out fine enough, I suppose. You see Zavis kind of hunch over and kind of dig through his rather large pack of miscellaneous things. And you see him kind of set a couple of things up on the stool that he was sitting on, kind of getting them out of the way. A bar of soap, some cooking things for around a fire, and various miscellaneous travel gear. And then finally he pulls out his lyre and then the bow for it. He shoves everything back into his pack, more so sliding it off the stool into it than anything. There we are. So a song of joy than it is. And he kind of sits back up on his stool and leans back quite comfortably against the post nearby and begins to play away at the bowed lyre.
Go ahead and give me a roll,
Sure.
just to see. Why not?
To see how amazing
How
it is.
great.
Yeah. It's so great. Me. See that one.
Actually, a music skill. Sure.
Yeah, performance.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's going. Oh wait, I think it went for. I clicked empathy. I need empathy. There we go. I clicked charisma. Sorry. It's going a bit slow today. We have to close some things.
Yeah,
There we are.
see it
Yeah, my roll 20's just having a rough time. It seems.
Yeah, it's
Oh, there we are.
okay. He definitely misses some notes here and there, but I mean, you've heard much worse.
Ayla looks to be smiling the whole time and clapping away. And she's kind of progressively just drinking more as they go.
Yeah, Dev keeps the drinks coming for everyone.
Yeah, Rothmyr gets up and walks over to the bar and starts talking to the bartender under his voice. Not sure what they're saying.
After the song, Dev, applauds and stomps her feet for Zavis, and she's probably a few drinks in now, and she leans over and says in a stage whisper to Ayla, "So, 60 years, you say? So, I don't see no points on your ears, but are you one of the fair folk yourself, then?"
And Ayla takes another drink, and as she does, she gives Devnet a wink.
Oh, there's much you don't know about me there, Dev. But I mean, since we're traveling together, you might as well, but
And she kind of looks to Zavis.
I mean, it's nice to meet other folk who are really nice. I don't meet a lot of you.
That's true. That's very true. I like you a lot, actually. I have a good feeling about you.
I like
But,
you too.
So, you tell me a secret, and I'll tell you a secret.
Okay.
And she kind of leans into Devnet.
Yes, I'm an elf.
Oh, I knew it. I'm half an elf.
Goodness. A whole half?
A whole half. Like, at least a half. Yes, at least half of my parents were elves.
Oh my goodness. Was it the lower half or the upper half?
I'm not sure. My mother died when I was born, so I don't
no.
remember, but I think it was probably both halves of my mother were the elf.
Oh no, I'm sorry, dear. Oh,
Oh,
sorry, sad.
that's all right. I was too young. I was just a wee babe to remember. I always wondered, though. Wanted to find out more about her people. This is really all I've got left of her, and she'll show Ayla the, signet ring from her mother just to see if she recognizes it, which is not something I've actually colored out in game, so that's just.
Ayla's gonna take a look at it and hold it in her hands, see if she recognizes it at all.
Give me a oh, it's been a while. Sorry. Give me an education roll. You don't actually recognize it. You know it's elven in make, but that's it.
Oh, I can definitely confirm that your mother was an elf.
But that's about it, I'm sorry. I wasn't really raised in this area. I'm Bethana.
Oh, I don't even really know if she was from this area, but thanks for looking. I'll find out someday.
Where's...
Can you, everybody who is consuming a lot of alcohol, which sounds like all four of you, go ahead and give me a stamina roll. It's out of body. You're rolling to get.
Or you mean endurance?
Endurance,
Or?
yeah, sorry.
My boy. Come on, Zavis. Show him how it's done.
Oh,
Ah,
damn.
yes.
Oh, man.
My boy.
Everybody else
Nine.
is smashed.
9.
The fucking dwarf is here, sitting here slugging him back.
You spend a fair amount of time drinking the night away, as you all are seeming to get along. Devnet and Ayla, you don't feel so great, and Rothmyr, you are pretty sure you're gonna vomit. While Zavis is drunk, but pretty much fine.
Rothmyr gets up and he's like stumbling a little bit and, a lot of bit. And he makes his way towards the tavern door. He's like, I must remove myself for a moment. And I'll be back.
Oh,
Falls
he
into
was
the wall.
looking a bit green around the gills.
Talking about sour, wasn't
Some
Hey.
people just can't hold their liquor, says Devnet as she raises her drink and kind of misses.
Zavis raises his only to be missed. Hey, that's for sure, isn't it? That's certainly for sure.
Hey, it's you humans. You humans are not the best constitution.
You know what? That's what it is, isn't it?
It is.
It's the fucking humans. Hey, they can't drink fuck all.
Hey, my father was he was a full human.
He was a fucking human,
A
wasn't he?
whole human.
Hey.
That's the part of me that is not feeling so good right now, I
You
guess.
should only be like half a
Suppose
fish.
it is, isn't
Only
it?
half.
So
Is the lore half offended?
I'm not sure. But maybe for your friend's sake, we ought to call it a night.
I am not the best. I don't think I'll be fine in the morning.
Oh well, fuck's sake. I suppose just slug a bunch of water then. That's what I do sometimes.
Zavis will take care of us. He's good for that. He usually has some willow bark tea and some disgusting hangover concoction waiting
I
for
can
me.
Perfect height to hold your hair as well.
That's true.
Oh, you
That's
can
very-
hold Rothmyr's hair.
Where did he put the door at? Where's the door?
Oh, Rothmyr!
Just keep holding on to the wall and you'll find the part that moves.
Here, let me help you. And Ayla's gonna kind of get up and stumble over to Rothmyr. Here. Let's go together.
You asked the bartender to keep them coming, and he certainly did. By the end of the night, you're all pretty toasty. Eventually, after Rothmyr loses his lunch outside somewhere, you all retire to your rooms. And the next day comes. Later than you might have expected that you would set out. Everyone feels pretty poorly except Zavis. Rothmyr, you have the headache nausea combo, and Ayla and Devnet has one or the other. As the sun comes way too early through the shutters of the windows on your windows, which probably you all forgot to close anyway. You stumble
Roth.
and get downstairs. Go ahead, Rogue.
Sorry, Rothmyr would immediately check his coins.
Oh yeah, they're all there. Yeah, all your coins are there. Nothing's been taken. You head downstairs and you see Renaud, the barkeep. He's sitting behind the bar, doing pretty much nothing. He sees you all walk down and smiles. Well, left me with your tab. I'll be needing 256 crowns.
Does that sound right?
Well, I mean, it's like it'd be like silvers, right? Like not like gold pieces. So it could be right. It could be right. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
anyway,
not trying
Dev's
to
got
swindle you. Probably. I mean, maybe a little bit.
Dev's got her little hoard that she pretends not to have most of the time, but
Yeah, you can handle it. I'm not worried about it, but
yeah, she'll choke it up and she'll see, I'm not feeling much like breakfast, I suppose, but Zav always says it helps to get something in the belly. You got any porridge or something?
Oh, I got biscuits and gravy.
No
And
gravy.
goat's milk.
No goat's milk.
Can
Just
you be a little bit quieter?
yeah, Just some biscuit, dry biscuit. That'll do.
I'll have all the above, if you will. Sounds quite good, actually.
No, you can eat it over there, she says, and she points to the farthest away table.
Zavis kind of is stretching as he's kind of just getting down the bottom of the stairs now. And oh, well, I mean, I guess. It's not my fault you can't handle it.
I can handle it just fine. I just don't want to smell your disgusting breakfast.
Well, you say that. I mean, I'll make sure the next time we have to have a private discussion, I'll get nice and close to your face, eh?
No, you will see you're going to have a hard time with that, aren't you? She says, looking down on him.
Well, I suppose that's actually quite a good point. So, you have me here.
Barkeep looks to Rothmyr and Ayla. Will you be partaking in breakfast or no?
Yes, breakfast sounds good. Can we turn down the lights or something?
He looks around. It's all sun lit, right? The room. No.
Oh,
Unless you want to
Why?
close the shutters.
hey, that'd be nice.
Fine. And he goes to the largest window in the room and pulls these massive shutters closed. He pulls at them because they're probably almost never closed.
Bless your heart.
Dims the room significantly.
It's better.
Rothmyr's
Why you
just
ask to
got
change
his
your
hood
mind?
off. He's got his hair messed up.
Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Rothmyr's got his hood off, and his hair's all messed up, and he's just got this look on his face like everything's disgusting. And he tries to pack up his pipe with tobacco while he's sitting there, still
No,
contemplating food.
Devnet is kind of close to him, and she takes another step closer and sniffs, and she says, I think there's something in your hair.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a chunk of something in your hair. You're not sure. It's matted in there. Whatever you guys ate for dinner, probably. Probably some form of the gravy you're about to eat.
He is going to go to the trough outside and wash it off.
So breakfast is eventful, obviously, if you eat it or not. You have a good, probably a quarter-day journey to Haldoor. After you eat or don't and drink what you drink, it's time to set off if you're going to go together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not much to do, not much to pack up. Dev might hit the innkeeper for some food for the road for later.
You do notice that the innkeeper, before you leave, comes over to Rothmyr and taps him on the shoulder, and you hear him just say, "Well, what did you decide?"
No, never mind.
He frowns. Bad mistake, I think.
You're probably right.
He shrugs.
Oh, good luck to you.
Well, I would say that to you, but I think I know what your destiny is filled with. Not good.
Rothmyr kind of smirks and snorts and puts his hood on, heading towards the door.
Wouldn't be too sure about that, Mr. Barkeep. I think we'll be seeing you again. She just gives him a nod.
I hope so. Not likely.
I'll be fine. Oh, I've been through there plenty of times over the years. Won't it be any different this time? I mean, fuck's sake, as long as there's no fucking fire-wielding madman this time, I'm quite happy with it.
I
shrugs and goes about to wiping up the tables that you sat, and taking the trays and dumping them behind the bar. You're off on your way. Is there anything you want to do? On the road specifically?
Deb will use her, her ranger lore, her wilderness lore, look for signs of travel, tracks on the way there.
Yeah, there's not really much in the way of that currently. What is apparent is that the roads are kind of overgrown, very much more than the last time you were here. It definitely seems that there is less traffic by far. Let me switch you guys over real quick to another screen.
Rothmyr will just smoke his pipe as they're leaving, and as they're on the road, he'll just try to keep a watchful eye.
Dev will turn to Zavis at some point as they've been walking in kind of recuperative silence and suggest that he tell them the story of that fire-wielding fanatic that he meant.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oleg, you mean? Hey. Hey, that's a story. Hey. He kind of looks over to Rothmyr and Ayla. What do you say? You want a story?
Sure. I like stories.
Well, you see, a good number of years back, me and Dev here, right, travelling down through this area, and came across Haldoor in our travels. A bit of trouble going on there. Anyway, long story short, that damned church, Eternal Flame, those bastards, come in, try and take over the town proper, right? Using it as a base of operations. Well, you see, what they did was, in their maddened rage at everything, they had a fella named Oleg, the torchbearer, and you see, Oleg was renowned before they took him as, quite the pyromancer. He was like nothing I've ever seen. Just an inferno walking, practically. And that damn torch he used to carry never went out, that did. The church, you see, they broke him. Utterly just tore the man apart until he was as good as a puppet, really. But mad. Quite mad. Back during the witch hunts, they did all this, right? And they would use him to attempt to burn out other mages, other folk just looking to go about their lives. Well, we ended up helping out. Got along quite well with the forest folk and all that. And after quite a long and troublesome fight, and a proper ambush, we managed to take down most of the church that had taken over the area. If not for Dev's archery, fuck's sake, they would have torn us to bits, but we had most of them down before I really closed on anyone. Sadly, that bastard did manage to get out.
One thing that you guys are very clear when he says Dev's archery, you look at her and she clearly has one arm. And I can't remember which arm it was. I think it was the right arm, right?
It's the right arm. Yeah.
There's no way she could shoot a bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zavis
As a matter of fact, in the middle of his story, when he gets to that part, she stiffens, very self-consciously, kind of grits her teeth, but just keeps walking without looking to left or right, not at anyone.
man.
Zavis is probably a little oblivious in his storytelling.
Yeah, once he gets into a story, he kind of just goes and kind of embellishes here and there where needed. So he's not paying attention to anything. He kind of slips up in this case, quite obviously. And he kind of continues on. Anyway, so Oleg, right, escaped. We managed to take out most of the other churchgoers and saved the town, essentially. But Oleg, well, all the way up through Verdun Sidaris, he is about as wanted as it gets. Mad fucking mage. With his fire, you know. He's a force to be reckoned with. I wouldn't be happy to see him again, that's for sure. But anyway, after that, well, we hung around for a bit, kind of helped them get back on their feet. Since then, I mean, really, the riots and such get along quite well with the town, support each other. Good population of, well, kind of looks between Ayla and himself, well, our folk, you know. And, hey, it's a lovely place aside from that. But that bastard, nightmares that. Mad as hell as well.
It's very sad for him and turn to that. And she looks at Devnet. I don't want to pry, of course. It looks like a sensitive subject, but I'm sorry about whatever happened to your arm there.
Yeah, when she says that, Zavis kind of doesn't really turn or anything, but anyone like up near enough to him kind of notice his face visibly drain a bit.
Devnet just glances over at Ayla and then looks quickly away. One side of her mouth kind of turns up in almost a self-mocking sort of a smile. She just shakes her head. It was a bit recent, but it was lost in a good cause. I don't regret it.
I'm sure it was a very good cause to lose something as precious as a limb.
There are some who lost more, and because of Zavis here, there are many who won't lose anything else.
And you two seem like good people. She kind of pauses as she walks. Here goes nothing. She looks to Devnet and Zavis. I may as well really not keep this up. If you run into anything on the way, I kind of don't want to surprise either of you.
Oh.
And you can see she kind of holds up her hand in a fist and she lets it go. And with that, you see this kind of disguise peel away. And what's left is this elf with pointed ears. And she smiles at the other two. I'm a mage, so if I start throwing things around, I don't want you to be nervous.
Zavis looks a bit taken aback and surprised, but not worried or anything in particular. Oh, for fuck's sake, well then. That's a nice trick.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it. All the mages we know are a bit batty, and you seem quite normal. She laughs.
I have been looking for my fiancé for 57 years. I feel like that's a bit batty.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, then again, I can understand that, but I mean, actually, it's not all that bad, Dev. I mean, well, it depends on the day, I suppose.
She is batty as a cave full of bats. She just shakes her. I mean, she's a good sort. I'm not arguing that, but she'd lose her head if it weren't attached.
Well, she's a bit of an nerd.
And she looks back over at the other two. That's who we're going to see. He's got an elf friend who uses magic a bit herself.
Aye, speaking of, aye, that was alright down your alley. Best damn illusionist you ever met.
Oh, he's not much, it's a bit of glamour here and there. Fool some of the senses.
That's quite nice. Aye. Dare say that must be useful.
He comes in handy when you're around a bunch of humans who can't stand elves.
Aye.
It's true. What about you, tall, dark, and hungover? Are you some sort of fairy creature yourself in disguise?
He takes a puff off the pipe, gives her a sidelong glance, and he says, "No, just what you see. Ayla, is there anything you can do to heal her?"
And Ayla looks at Devnet and shakes her head. I'm fairly good with healing, but unfortunately, looks to be too long. Plus, only mate here. If I had it, if it was sooner, I wish I could help.
What about your ears?
What about it?
He stares at Dev a little bit. Can't those be healed, or do you just not want them?
Life's a bit less troublesome without him. I mean, I don't mind him one way or the other as far as looks go, but how I look in the mirror's never been my primary concern. But not getting harassed on the road, that's a bit more important to me. So I had him rounded.
Shame.
Aye. Aye, that was actually that helped out with that as well. I mean, she's mostly an illusionist, but she's a decent enough healer. Good with a knife, I suppose. Decent enough. That's actually kind of one of the ideas. You would have noticed earlier, he kind of perked up when Rothmyr mentioned healing the arm and stuff. I was curious about some of that. I mean, I don't suppose you've ever met another mage, right, that could with something like that, do you think?
I don't know. Never asked the sage that I trained with. Never really asked about healing limbs or anything like that. Maybe. I mean, if they've been around long enough, been training in magic, though. Mind you, usually those who are more powerful than myself tend to get more corrupt with it. They're not the nicest.
I mean, I don't know. Axion is pretty good, and she's quite a skilled mage.
Hmm.
But she certainly can heal limbs, can't she?
Zavis, don't worry them with this. And she just shakes her head and rolls her eyes. He's obsessed with this idea that it can happen, but I've reconciled myself to it. It's not. Don't let it.
Maybe if the things that I've been told are true, Ellie and my fiance, there's a chance the man that he was apparently training under, he had these abilities, something like putting bodies together, a bit more gory in his terms, but if Alien trained under him, maybe he can do it.
So it is possible then?
Maybe. I mean, find him, we can ask. I mean, if you'll help me find him, of course. I know it's a lot to ask.
As I was kind of dips an elbow into Devnet's leg. Oh, you see here, I told you. Never give up hope.
She just shakes her head. I'm humoring you, Zavis, as far as I can. We'll see. We're happy to help you, at least as far as Haldoor goes. I don't know how much farther. Honestly, we don't have our own lives quite mapped out from there, but we'll see. we'll see what we can do, and I certainly wish you all the best looking for your lost love.
Thank you.
I suppose there's not much else planned, is there? You don't know if it's not to, hang out if it's good for a good cause.
Well, it would... Honestly, it would mean the world to me. I can't promise too much, but... I mean, having a mage in your debt's not, anything to balk at.
I suppose you're right about that.
Rothmyr nods. It's been helpful.
Aye.
Oh, aye, it is. Aye, Oxenny has gotten me out of a few things over the years that are, quite troublesome. So, aye, I believe you.
Thank you.
So you said they're about 5 miles from Haldoor.
We can reach there if you have nothing else to say or do.
All good.
So it's probably around noon time or so. Come upon the village of Haldoor, led mainly by Zavis and Devnet, although the overgrown road goes in one direction from where you were. Comes up to a village on the edge of the forest. You can see the forest behind it. A palisade has been erected in front of it. Lamplight shining down from some buildings. But mostly there are tents, large overgrown tents, huge pavilions almost where people live. Some are weaved into the edge of the forest with the forest hanging over them and encircling them. It's very serene, particularly for Ayla, who's never seen anything quite like this. It's almost a mix of elvish architecture and human or dwarven architecture combined. The odd thing is when you get here, the door is shut. If you attempt to unlatch it or open it, you can tell that there's a bar on the back of it. As you sit there from one of the towers above, a elf cranes his head and looks down upon you from above. Devnet and Zavis, you recognize this as a young elf that had lived here when you had come. Gilbrain. He looks down, his eyes narrowed, saying nothing for a moment, and says, "Who goes there?"
Zavis kind of looks up and tries to get a good gauge of the face and... Gil! Is that you, lad?
He looks down at you, Zavis. Yes. Zavis, I remember you.
Oi, lad, how's it going?
Well, it doesn't say anything else.
Well, Gil, are you gonna let us in or not? I don't understand the holdup.
Got strict orders from the headman Not to let anyone in without his permission.
The headman? Who's that?
Ayla.
Ayla.
You
Devnet
do not
repeats the name and looks at
Yeah,
it.
you don't know who that is.
No idea. Something going on, Gilb. Everything seems a bit odd. Fella down the road at the tavern said people been going missing. Everything alright down here?
Everything's fine. Just change in leadership is all.
How's Oxeny doing?
Oh, she's been away for some time. Into the woods she went. To her tower, most likely. That's what I was told.
That's odd.
Rothmyr's gonna look at the flags. He's still got his hood on. He's gonna look at the flags. Is there any changing in the flags, maybe? Or
What do you mean changing?
like any banners?
There is a flag flying, but it's just a green plain banner. You can roll like knowledge to see if you recognize it, but it'd take quite a roll.
Any specific?
Well, all right. Gil, I guess you'd better go get your boss man then.
Aye, we've been traveling for quite a while. And we kind of want to figure out what's going on exactly.
He looks to Ayla. Alright. I'll go get him.
I think, yeah.
And he climbs down off the tower and disappears, leaving you there for a while to discuss.
Who was in charge the last time we were here, Zav? Was it that dryad? I'm terrible
Ayla,
with names.
I suppose about as leaderly as it gets. Then again, Oxeny is just about as much of a leader there as well. And if those two aren't around, they know what's going on.
I think it might be hard to know if Akinsia's really around or not, you know. She might be
Aye.
around here.
I mean, if she teleported, there's no way to know how long she's been up north, but I mean, usually she'd check in at least, unless something was going on. I mean, fuck's sake, it's not like
She
she
may be
likes
here in
staying up north
disguise.
anyway.
Yeah. Just wouldn't be the first time she
I
changed
suppose.
herself
I
when there was
suppose.
trouble.
Aye, but she usually keep tabs on things at least. Usually when she heads off to the tower, she at least checks in, make sure things are going fine enough. And God knows she forgets things often enough as well. She'd be coming back for something she lost anyway. It's odd for her to stay up north that long.
That's concerning. You can see Ayla kind of doing, while they're waiting there, some hand motions, and she whispers some things. And she looks to kind of improve in appearance a bit. And she smiles at the other two.
What is it?
Well, this is just in case we have to do any negotiating.
As you're talking, you hear the creak of the gate begin to open, and stepping through is Gibberin and another elf you do not recognize. Alier. He steps forward. I am the headman. Gil here has told me about you, dwarf. Looks down at you. And you. He looks to Devnet, his face pursed what appears to be disapproval. He looks at the other two. I do not know you.
No, I'm Ayla. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Rothmyr of Sintra.
Why do you come here?
Well,
Well, hey, go ahead, lass.
looking for someone, actually.
Anyone in particular?
Another elf, name's Elian.
He shakes his head. Don't know
Oh,
him. No alien here.
yes. That's alright. He's somewhere around here. Maybe in the woods.
Hey, it could be.
Maybe. I'd likely know.
Oh. Hey, well then, I suppose you know how Oxygen's doing as well. What's she gone off to?
Hasn't
Gil here said she went up north to the tower.
been gone for 6 months. Haven't seen her.
That's a shame. Hey, can I get a read on this guy
Yeah,
at
you
all?
can do her human perception.
Cool.
I'm used telepathy on the guy.
Okay, go ahead and get. How much stamina is that?
Check.
And your stamina from your glamour too.
Oh yeah, I've already used that one. Just 2.
2 for which?
2 for both.
2 for both, so 4. Okay. I just since you Zavis, you don't think he's lying about that?
Fair enough. Aye, that's a shame. I was hoping to catch her. I didn't want to have to fucking track all the way up to Redania.
Well, who would she have spoken to? And she just starts naming off some people they were friends with in town. Maybe they can come talk to us.
You can come in as long as Gil escorts you.
Fair enough. I
Fair
guess.
enough. This town wouldn't even be here if it weren't for us, she mutters under her breath.
From what
Well,
I've
you
heard of
know.
you, you are a race traitor. Hide your own heritage by carving off your ears.
Excuse me, lad.
There's no need to be. It's alright, everyone. There's no need to be antsy about this. Maybe let's just go inside and talk. You think that'd be alright?
I suppose. Is Aina around?
Who is that, Zavis?
That's the kind of the head of the dryads of Broccolon in this area.
I haven't seen her for
She was one
longer
of,
than 6 months in the woods.
Hey. I'll have to head in later on and see how she's doing.
This has been 6 months. I'm sorry, but is it all does it seem to be all your, don't mind me asking, all your magic users seem to be disappearing in the last 6 months?
Don't know. No magic users here currently. The only magic user that I know of was... He nods to Zavis. Askia. Dryad's a dryad. They stay to the forest. Haven't come to the town.
Interesting.
If you want to come in, Gil will escort you. If you don't, you can stay outside. Up to you.
Yeah, I suppose that'll do.
I think we'll come inside.
Hey.
I mean,
Well, I suppose it's well enough to meet you. Your name was again, lad.
Elier.
Hilliard. Hey. So, how long you been since you take over? Hey, didn't realise everyone had gotten to taking up a lead lately.
A little over a year I've been here. Duly elected by the populace. Devnet, how are you reacting to being called a race traitor and all that?
Oh, she's steaming on the inside, but on the outside she's being deliberately casual, like looking at her fingernails, kind of cleaning them out with a little knife, acting like she just doesn't care what he thinks at all.
Cleaning them out with a knife with your same hand. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, I guess she can't really do that.
Oh, poor Devnet.
Man, I guess she sticks the knife in her mouth. All right, good call. Anyway.
Yeah, he
such
just
a good
looks.
point, though.
He looks over at you. And even the simple things, the simple joys.
I know.
God, that's brutal.
Well,
Rothmyr will use his knife and clean your fingers out.
Thank you, Rothmyr. Yeah, she gets a manicure from Rothmyr. That makes it like ultra casual.
he's your little servant boy. Page, whatever.
Anyway, she just tries to act like, raises an eyebrow, rolls her eyes, acts like it doesn't bother her.
The headman says, "Well then, go. Keep me apprised of what's happening." And the young elf nods, of course. And the headman turns around and walks off. Well, I can take you about. Many of the same people are still here.
Hey, well, that's good, I suppose. Haven't you gone and driven anyone out, have you?
He just doesn't even answer. Come on.
Hey.
Rothmyr's gonna kind of whisper to Ayla as they're walking or following along with this guy. I thought these were your people, or they don't seem very friendly to you.
Oh, they're friendly to me. That's fine. They don't like the rest of you.
Seem like a bunch of right arseholes.
Yeah. Zavis kind of leans over her way. Hey, I just hope they haven't gone the way I think they have. That's a damned mess, and it'll only get worse for them.
My father's one of them, so I know what you mean.
Fuck's sake, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
Betray your entire family, leave. No, I understand. That's something that I've been aiming to stop most of my life.
You should come to Skellige sometime, lass. There, people don't worry so much about what your ears look like. Or how tall you are, she says, looking at Zap.
Yeah.
I suppose enough. Or Gildair at that. I was hoping back then that this place would end up being like Gildair more. Just let anyone that pleases in. Be smart about it, But, well, if it is what it looks like, then I don't think that'll ever happen.
People make poor choices sometimes and can't force wisdom on anyone.
I hate it all the more because I can't entirely blame them.
It's a sad thing, but hopefully I haven't gone that way, but let's get inside, eh?
Hey.
So if I remember the inn used to be this way, and she just points to where she thinks the inn used to be.
Beeps, what's that mean?
I get a few beeps in the background.
Yeah, I heard beeps too, but I don't know where they're coming from.
fucking creepy thing.
Who is it, you think?
I think so. It's you, Ted.
Me?
I think so, yeah.
There's definitely no beeps. I hear it, but... Hold on. Let me disconnect and reconnect.
Mm-hmm. That was
It seems
weird.
to be. It's odd.
Is it gone?
Oh,
Seems
yeah,
to be,
it's
yeah.
gone. You're gone. I think it's alright.
Huh.
Strange.
Yeah, but I suppose we head in following Gilb.
Yeah, he
Aye.
leads you forward. If you zoom out, you can see the town better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear beeping again. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard it for a second.
I
there.
heard it. I'm on push to talk. I don't know if that's...
Same.
I'm gonna mute and tell me if you still hear it.
Nothing right
Nope.
now. Weird.
Yeah. Very.
Huh.
Odd. Yep. Head on up.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you can see if you zoom out, you can see the entire town, and you can go anywhere in here you would like. The tavern is right here to your left. Right here. It's a lot of these are just huge pavilions, right? Essentially, you do see two people sitting outside. One's an elvish child, and one's an elvish woman. It is very clear. You're looking kind of from here, and you only see elves.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, Zavis kind of walks tightly along behind Gilb. So how's it been, lad? And what going on lately?
Nothing. He kind of grunts. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to talk to? You got a limited amount of time here, I would think.
Just limited.
Your visitors. The headman doesn't allow visitors here forever.
Of course, of course. I know a lot of people have come this way. Apparently not a lot of people leave this area. You happen to know what's been happening?
Don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I'll try and get a read on that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna use telepathy on the guy.
That's two.
I will use my brain. And my eyes and all my other things.
He, Ayla, he clearly is not wanting to talk about it and not really being truthful. Zavis, it's very clear he's just kind of skirting the issue and not really speaking about it. But there's something there.
Yeah, Zavis lets out a pretty hefty sigh. Oh, for fuck's sake, Gilb, you know me. You know it won't be any problem if you tell me what's going on anyway. So what is it? You lot falling in with the Scoia'tael or what?
You almost catch him. You think he wants to smile, but he catches himself. Just do what you're told, Zavis. I don't want to see you dead.
Is that how it's gone down here? You know that's not where this place was meant to be, Gilb. We took this place from horrible, wretched bastards who hated everything, and meant to have it be a place where it was nothing like that. Now, you know, that might be what you're thinking you're trying to fight, but you're just becoming what you hate, lad.
He looks at you. Just where do you want to go? I don't need a lecture.
Aye, no one ever does, lad, until it's too late. I don't blame you, you know, but just keep it in mind. I suppose a drink would be quite lovely about now.
We'll see if they'll serve your friends. He looks to Rothmyr in particular, and over to Devnet. Come on. And he walks over to the tavern. He points to the woman who is quite a stunning elvish woman with bluish, kind of like that platinum silver hair. Kise and her son. And he kind of just backs up. I'll be over here waiting.
Yeah, and Zavis heads up. I take it he knows pretty much everybody in here for the
Now,
most
these
part.
two you have not met.
Interesting.
Now, you've seen people walking around that you definitely know, but these two specifically you have not met.
Yeah, Zavis heads on up and gives him a nod and a wave. Hello.
Hello. She seems
Hello.
a lot more affable than Gil, for certain.
How's it going, lass? I don't suppose you could set a lot of us up with some drinks?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. Your kind, they prefer ale. We only have wine.
Yeah, I take wine is fine enough. Besides, honestly, I go for a bit more towards Mahakam spirit. Eh? But wine is quite good.
She smiles and looks to the boy. 4 wines, then?
Wine is fine. Rothmyr nods.
You're still feeling pretty
Car.
shitty. But the you're probably on pretty high alert, so some of that's kind of falling off pretty quickly. And the boy goes and produces 4 stemless glasses of some. It's kind of like a rosé color. Brings it out and on a silver tray, very ornate, with the rims made of, fashioned in what looks to be vines and that sort of thing. And here you go, he says, bowing slightly and extending the tray to everyone.
Lovely. Thank you, lad.
Thank you, lad.
Devnet will take hers, but she won't drink it. She'll eventually probably hand it over to Zavis and with some excuse.
Ayla. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
Ayla, she takes a drink and she kind of leans down near the boy. And what's your name?
Salir. I'm Salir.
Yes. Lovely to meet you, Salir. I'm Ayla.
Hello, Ayla. You have a odd accent. Are you from?
Oh, I'm from Dolbathana.
Oh, really? My mother was born there.
Oh,
Not been myself.
really? And she looks at the mother. What town are you from?
Oh, flea-bitten town. You probably wouldn't know it. Small. I wasn't there long. Was on the move.
Try me.
She gives you a town name that you vaguely recognize. It's pretty remote.
And she nods. I've heard of it. Haven't been there myself, but I know the place. It's nice to meet people back from there.
Well, there are several of us from Doblathana, but all of us are here now. She gives a slight frown.
Not the happiest place.
Oh, as happy as any, I guess. In these lands, at least.
I suppose it was always a happy place when I was last down. Interesting to see so many newcomers.
Yes, there's many of us that have, well, you know how it is with... She looks at Rothmyr. Well, some of the round ears don't like us much. And, heard this was a good safe haven for our kind.
Aye. Haldoor was always a good, kind and open place to everyone. Aye.
Rothmyr kind of raises his cup. You know, still hasn't drank anything, but he says, yes. No, I don't like many of the round ears either. And then he kind of whispers towards Zavis, what happened here?
As you lift your cup, one thing you notice is she kind of winces away from you, like she thinks you're gonna strike her.
Yeah, Zavis notices that as well. Don't worry, lass. The fella's a good sort. You've been through a lot, eh?
She looks between Rothmyr and Zavis. Well, I've been around the northern kingdoms and, well, you know how that goes for dwarf and elf alike, I think.
Aye, certainly. It depends on where you go, though. Most aren't as lucky. Aye, that's for sure. But there are some good spots, like the little place I was down just a ways back, and Kildare up north. Quite hospitable. And here, of course.
Well, not all things are so different. Excuse me, I have things to do. Good day to you. The wine is free of charge for today. Good meeting you all. And she turns quite suddenly and not dashes inside and pulls the flaps of the tent open, but moves pretty quickly, leaving her small young elven son still in there looking over his mom. He turns back and doesn't say anything, but looks troubled, certainly. Oh, just, please leave the glasses. I can retrieve them later.
Of course.
Boy, Rothmyr's gonna call to him.
Yes?
It's okay, don't worry.
He's gonna offer some, like a handful of coin to the boy for the drinks.
He reaches out. Oh, thank you. This is too much.
Take it.
Very well. He scoops it and shoves it into his pockets of his breeches. Thank you. Oh.
He's gonna cast kind of a worried look over towards Zavis and say, kind of whisper, what happened here before, I mean?
Yeah, Zavis kind of takes a step back, nods and smiles at the kid as he kind of looks over the rest of the town. How's the mess? Most of the folk that used to be here were burned out by the church. After that, me and Dev helped set it back up. Get people from Kildare and a few other places, settlers from all over the place, tried and, we got the place back up on its feet. Found some people to run the town. All sorts, mind you. They just, it was a haven, of course. But we specifically found folk that didn't mind elves or dwarves or anything else. And there were a good number of humans as well. But this is not what we made. This is not what Ayla wanted either.
Some wounds, they fester. Hate can be contagious, I think. This town may be a bit lost. I don't know if we're gonna find anything of use here. I may just want to head over to the tower.
Hey, maybe. Fuck. I didn't like seeing this place like this, though. I'm not going to leave without seeing Aina, though. If anyone knows how things are going to be, what happened that drove it to this, she would. I imagine the Dryads have something to say about this whole mess.
They said the Dryads were all in the forest.
Aye, they tend to be, but back when we first set everything up, they were quite close. I mean, that was the whole point of this place.
Oh, I know. I'm just repeating what their Mr. Headman had said, but the Dryads, perhaps they even fled to the forest. Their kind may not be welcome here anymore.
Certainly hope that's not the case, aye.
You're in conversation, and the boy is standing there looking at you wide-eyed. And from a little path further in from the town walks a very tall elf with raven black hair, and he wears a raven black attire, almost a robe. Zavis and Devnet, you recognize this man is Lestray, and he is a well-educated sort of elf, always very pompous, and he came here probably within the last month that you were here. He was always not your favorite person. He has a brother called Lanthair, who is quite more reasonable and easygoing. And you notice him walking. He's got his hands behind his back, and he's got a huge smile on his face. His pale skin glinting in the sun. Ah, look who it is. Zavis and Devnet, back on such wonderful times for Haldoor. Welcome back.
Hey, Lestray. How's it been going, lad?
Oh, quite well. Order. Wonderful order.
Huh. You see that? They taking most folk in, eh? Seems rather quiet compared to how it used to be.
It's just fine. Who have you brought to greet us, this lovely lass? He walks to Ayla and extends his hand to take hers.
She smiles back and takes his. Name's Ayla.
Ayla.
Ayla Rothmyr. Hey?
He brings your hand to his face, and he brings his nose almost to the top of your hand, but doesn't touch it in a very... you get a sense that this is some courtly behavior. He smiles and takes a step back, and he turns slightly and looks over Rothmyr. And you've brought another fellow with you, have you? Who is this?
Hey. He kind of nudges Rothmyr. A travelling companion of our friend here, then he points over to Ayla.
Rothmyr's staring at him for a minute, and then kind of offers a half bow, puts both hands out. Rothmyr of Sintra.
Oh, Sintra. A mess and tangle of human politics. He doesn't go to shake your hand. He simply takes a half step back. Well, what are all you doing here in Haldoor this day?
Well, I got a couple of reasons why we're here. I'm mostly just looking for someone.
And who would that be? You found someone, my dear.
I did, but unfortunately not the man I'm looking for.
Oh, that
from-
might be for me to decide. With my charms, of course. I haven't introduced myself. What folly, I'm sorry, I'm the Stray.
Lovely to meet you. Doesn't seem like your headman doesn't know him. Not sure if you would. Man by the name of Elian.
Elian. I don't think I do. I'm sorry. I know every person that comes through. Is Elian one of our kind?
Aye, he is.
I certainly have not seen him then, and I have been here for quite a while as Zavis, and he looks to Devnet and immediately spots her deformity. Oh, Dev, your arm, what happened?
That's a long story.
Nope, you cut out
Yeah.
a bit there.
You hear slip?
Flip, you good? I'm not getting anything over
Yeah,
there. Flip.
Yep.
now
Oh, there you go.
last thing we heard. Oh, you're lighting up, but I don't hear anything now.
Okay, I think it's good now.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah,
what was
go
wrong. She just says it's a long story, Lystra, and I don't feel like telling it.
Ah.
Hello?
Well, that is too bad for someone who wielded the bow with such accuracy. It must be quite devastating. What do you do now? Follow
She-
Zavis around while he whores, and, well, you were his protection, somewhat. Now what do you do? I wonder.
It's true, I'm not as good with a sword as I was with the bow, but some of us are born with talents to spare, while others are, well, they're born with fewer talents other than strutting around like peacocks, for instance. And nothing really useful other than that.
Hey, really?
Yes. Anyway, I wished I could help you today. If there's anything you need, just...
I think I'm gonna go talk to your brother instead. And she just gets up and leaves.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
get a
Zavis,
fitting ending, right? He's just like,
Yeah, Zavis makes the fellow have that kind of a half grin on his face as they both kind of abandon the conversation.
And he watches them go, and always the rash sport. He turns to Ayla and says, My dear, if you are ever thinking of a new place to stay, at least temporarily, I think that Haldoor could be for you. It is a lovely place, peaceful. We have no violence, no crime.
And Ayla smiles to the stare. Well, I mean, I haven't really decided yet. Why don't you show me around? I'm sure that'll be fine. Gilberin?
You all need to stay together, he says, crossing his arms over his chest.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow to him. Didn't think that you'd have to watch over me too, with keeping eyes on them.
Watching over all of you. Strays, shrugs.
Rothmyr's kind of got a surprised look on his face towards Ayla, being so nice, and he can't tell if she's like being just being sly with Lestray or not.
Well, if you find your friend, have him come too. Although you are quite lovely, I would not stand in the way of any couple coming here to settle down. It is wonderful.
It does look like a fairly wonderful place here. It's very beautiful. I'm very impressed by the architecture. I haven't really seen anything like it before.
Oh yes, that is mostly the Dryad's work, but don't worry about her. This is our place now. And the forest, well, is ours as well. I wish you a good day.
Alright, well, you have a good day as well. Love to see you around.
I hope to see more of you. And he smiles and bows in your direction. He does not give Rothmyr a second look as he walks off. Dev, as you approach Rothmyr, he's seated on a stump, carving a wooden toy, a horse. He looks up and doesn't appear to recognize you right away. He looks tired and haggard, unlike his brother. They look very similar in what they actually look like. Raven black hair. He's wearing more reasonable clothes, browns and greens. Yeah.
Dev just sits down next to him. What are you making, Lonthair? That looks like a toy.
He gives you a sidelong look. Yeah, it is. It's for the boy. Do I know you?
You're joking, right? It's Zavis and Dev.
Yeah. He scratches his head with the hilt of his knife. I'm sorry, I had an accident several months back. I don't remember as well as I should. Apologies, I'm
Really?
on their years Zav and Dev.
Hey, what happened, lad? You said something happened that messed with your head?
Not quite sure, honestly. One of the trees in the forest, a branch fell and hit me upside the head. That's what I was told. I don't remember the incident myself. Sorry.
Oh, this was a couple of months ago, you said?
Yes, 4, I think.
Well, we happen to be traveling with a skilled healer. Maybe she can take a look and give her her expert opinion.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
Oh, of course, we only have not the greatest healer, but yes, I would be welcome to that. Thank you, strangers. I suppose you're not strangers.
We're not. We were honestly good friends. Not so much with your brother, who was a right arse, but we always got along fine.
Well, then you definitely know my brother. Then not many people favor him. He is he means well, I think, but a bit pompous.
You'll find Ponces anywhere you go in the world.
I think you make excuses for him. I don't think he means well at all, but here, let me call my friend, and she'll try to get Ayla's attention. So, you got your eye on the girl's mother, the boy's mother, then?
Oh, no. I'm just a simple, not much account for anything these days. Just helping the boy out. He's a sad lad.
It sounds like he's been through some things.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I missed that.
It sounds like he's been through some things.
Yes, persecution from humans and, the whole thing. He shrugs. I don't remember any of that. No human has ever been unkind to me, but my memory is poor, as I said. My brother has said quite the opposite.
Well,
They back when we were here, there were plenty of folk here that didn't give anyone trouble.
dwarves, druids, dryads, elves, humans, all living together quite peacefully. It was a good thing. But here we are. Ayla, my friend Lonthier, although he doesn't really remember being my friend, he says that he was told a branch fell on him in the forest and his memory's been a bit off. I was wondering if you could perhaps look at it and tell me, perhaps you might have some insight. And she gives her a meaningful look and kind of waggles her fingers in a magic kind of a way.
You're going to look at, I'm sorry, it's my brain. You're going to open up my head. I'm not really exactly comfortable with that.
No there, dear. And she moves over. No, I'm gonna see if I can maybe assess you, but I think my new friends over here overestimating my abilities. I'll try my best, but I heal wounds, not the mind. I can try something.
Go ahead and give me a spell casting roll with a DC of 18. You can use luck if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. So I'll use 2 luck.
Okay. Oh boy.
Fucking hell,
So
yeah.
how do you repair this guy's damaged brain enough that he will be able to remember everything?
So Ayla takes Lonthier and sits him down. There's a bench or
He's
some sort of
sitting
stump
on his
anywhere
stomach.
nearby. Yeah, and she goes in front of him, bending over, and she kind of stares at him in the face, puts her hands on either side of his face, tilting his chin back and forth. She moves her fingers up to his temple, and you can see she's starting to chant something as her hands kind of light up. You see this energy start pulsating into Lonthier's head, and as she's looking at him, staring deeply into his eyes, and after a few moments, she slowly removes her hands, standing fully back up and looking down at him. Do you remember anything?
For a moment, he's quiet, and his eyes open. He reaches back and touches the back of his head. I do. Zavis, I don't know why I didn't remember you. I felt it was like walking through a fog on a rainy day on the coast. And he kind of shakes his head. I remember it wasn't a branch, it was a club.
A club? From who?
He stands up and that bastard. And
Wait.
as you're talking, you notice the headman walking up. Have you found everything you needed so far? And Lonthier begins to walk towards him, cutting through Dev and Zavis.
Dev's gonna actually try to touch his elbow, just kind of halting him real quick. Lonthier, could we perhaps talk to you? Maybe we should talk outside the village.
Oh, no. The headman says, that's far too late for that. None leave Haldoor without my leave. And behind him you see a few more men walking up in various armaments. They have bows and swords, and there's 4 of them behind him. My friends here, and those over there. He nods behind you, and there's more walking from the other side of the village towards you. Let's have a chat. I don't want this to get physical. He looks to Dev and says, and you don't look like you would be much account in a fight. Neither do you. He looks to Ayla. Although maybe I've misjudged you.
I'm not looking to fight.
Do they have their bows out?
Yeah.
Or weapons?
They most certainly do.
Rothmyr probably pulls his blades out.
Wait. Let's not get
Look, we're
hasty.
just gonna leave. We don't.
Did you not hear what I said? None leave that I do not wish them to leave. And for now...
Well, what do you want then?
Oh, that's not for me to decide. Not exactly. I think that you should come with us into the woods.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
Yeah, Zavis is also pretty visibly hostile at this point, kind of alongside Rothmyr in front of Devnet. So is that what this is then? You come in here to take over this town and start doing this type of shit? Kidnapping people? What are you doing, killing them off?
Not for me to decide, dwarf.
And who does, lad?
You'll meet the person very soon. If you resist, then you'll die here.
No.
Let's just follow them. Please.
Fine.
Zavis looks over
Devil
the wall.
starts striding.
Drop your weapons. I've heard about the two of you.
Hey. Take what you want, lad.
They're just looking over to Rothmyr particularly, and Devnet.
Yeah, Rothmyr's got his blades, and he's kind of looking around trying to assess how many targets he has and stuff like that, and wondering what the others are doing. What were the ladies doing? I'm sorry.
Devis says, you want to, and yet you say a no-account fighter anyway. Which is it?
Just for mutual protection. But I tell you what, I'm a sportsman. If you want to fight one of my men, hand to hand, to the death, I wouldn't mind seeing it. What say you then?
What purpose does that serve,
It's
lad?
fun!
Are you fucking mad?
It's fun, dwarf.
Alright, then you. If you've got the fucking balls to take a dwarf, elf.
No.
think you
Not
do.
you, dwarf. Her. She is the one
want
who has carved
a
her
one-handed
ears.
woman to fight.
Not me. I did not agree to it. It does not have to be me. It does not have to be.
Well, how about this, lad? And Zavis kind of steps up towards him. You want to go? You take me on, lad. Just you and me. Sword, wherever you got, lad. All your lads, they can watch as I shove your face into the goddamn mud and watch you break. Or do you think you can take me?
Oh, a little stumpy dwarf like you. One-on-one? Probably not. But it is not our way, is it? Our way is behind the bush with the arrow, behind the back with the knife.
Or against a one-armed lass? Because you don't have the fucking balls to take a fight to anyone but those who are weaker than you. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, we've...
Are you the leader of these folk?
No, I am not, actually. I simply offered it as a choice when she got mouthy. You see, one thing I hate more than humans, and he looks at Rothmyr with a sneer, is those that betray their own kind by hiding what they are. You are a dwarf. Not that you could hide what you are, but you still are a dwarf. That one, I've heard that, well, she had her own ears carved to look
It's
like a
really
human.
gripe this
Say it again, slow, sorry.
village. How's it?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Yeah, it's cut out really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lighting up.
Well, this. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Seems alright.
Okay. This entire town owes its life to this race traitor, so that must really gripe you. Zavis, we can either go see who's in charge of this whole fucking mess. I'll take one of these warriors on, sword. I'm not afraid.
Please, let's not have violence right now. There's
Oh,
Devnet, I don't
that's
want you, but
very likely we'll end up
Sorry.
in the forest,
Not
unarmed,
getting
facing
much of it.
violence.
I don't really need arms. Not that wasn't a joke or anything. But I don't want to see you hurt.
Lass, you don't need to worry about me. But then she looks over at the little boy over at the inn. But that, I think some here have perhaps seen enough.
Hi.
So it's completely
Fine
up
then.
to you what you guys want to do as a out of character statement. You can go with them. You can put up a fight. It's when I'm not pressing you to do one or the other.
Yeah, Zavis is kind of pressing at this dude, kind of really challenging his authority. Is there any kind of role I could make to really kind of make some of the people around here question his potency, essentially, from the situation?
I mean, you could make a persuasion roll, but it would be really, really difficult.
Yeah, I want to see if I can goad this dude into a fight.
Okay.
Into just like a one-on-one him and him, pretty much. If that's good.
Let me see. Is there anything better than persuasion in that?
Damn.
Charisma, persuasion, intimidation, I guess, but that's not really.
I would do.
And there's no coercion.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe.
No,
that,
that's where persuasion falls in, yeah. Seduction. I mean, really, honestly, I've got a 5 at the very least in all of them, so.
Let me think about it. I think there's definitely a way to do it. I'm just trying to think what the best. Let's go ahead and do charisma.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Alright, what do you say?
Mhm. Yeah, so Zavis, kind of looking to all the folks he's gathered up, all the people around here. He actually starts speaking in it's got more of a Skellige tint to it, but it is very clear and well-spoken elder speech. As he is quite loudly shouting at this guy. So are you telling me you, apparently someone who matters around here, is nothing more than a little coxswain that can't take a single lad in one-on-one? You don't even want to prove to your own fellas, the people you're supposed to protect, that you can do that? Or are you just that much of a weak cunt that you can't take it?
Looks down at you. Nods. Suppose you're right, dwarf. It's been a while since I've had to beard like that in half. I've heard from Gil over there that you use your cock. Well, I'll have it in half after this.
It'll still be twice as big as yours, she says.
And 3 times as big as your stump. He smiles and turns one of the squayatel behind him, hand a long curved blade still in the sheath with an ornate hilt. Well then, prostitute. And he draws the blade, and the sun glimmers off of it as he pulls it back behind his ear.
Zavis,